For many of us barbecue fans out there, we're always keen on trying new ways to improve the quality of our grilling experience. For some of us barbecuing YouTubers, we're always keen on trying to make better videos than ones we've made previously, that for some reason got a lot of views despite showcasing some pretty dubious barbecuing skills. One of the best ways you can up your game is by getting yourself a rotisserie to go over the top of your gas or charcoal grill or smoker. Many of us are fans of the Weber brand and are satisfied with the consistent quality of their products. I've done several videos before on my Weber premium gas grill, and now I've decided to add their rotisserie to my setup. Where I live in Australia, you can expect to pay around $150 to $220 for a Weber rotisserie to fit your particular barbecue. As you can see, and as usual with Weber, there's a bit of a price premium to pay, so I went into this looking for a product that was going to be all-round well executed. Just so you know, just like my Weber barbecue, I got this rotisserie on the Qantas frequent flyer store during their Black Friday sales. So that might be something to think about, given the massive amount of frequent flyer points you can get by signing up for various credit cards, given that flying anywhere worthwhile is off the agenda for a lot of us during these COVID times. The rotisserie arrived well packaged. I'll take a cardboard box over that hateful plastic blister packaging any day. You'll find instructions, but as a man, you'll carefully place them aside. A rotisserie is a relatively simple piece of equipment. It's a motor that spins a shaft around, so assembly is relatively straightforward. You'll notice that the shaft comes broken into a few pieces. This allows for cross-fitment on 2, 3 or 4 burner barbecues and for easier packaging. I felt this branded logo on the shaft end cap was a nice touch. With the shaft assembled, I went about figuring out how to fit the motor to the side of my barbecue. You can see that it comes with this bracket that you screw on. I went ahead and took the 50-50 chance of putting the screws in the right way. Don't forget to take off the protection because belted plastic never imbibes great flavour. The motor simply slides onto the bracket. This is a good idea, and there's no reason why you couldn't leave the bracket permanently connected to the side of the barbecue. Now it's simply a case of hoping you've put the right amount of extensions on your shaft and sliding it into place for a test fit. That all seems good, so let's try closing the lid. Now we all know someone called Murphy. Greg Murphy maybe. My brother has a cat called Murphy. Anyway, that name gave rise to a law that seems to be followed to the letter. As you can see, my guess at which way the bolts went in was wrong. So when you install your rotisserie, you'll now know with pride that the nuts go on the inside. You'll also have to remember to remove your grill plates and warming rack. My pride and incompetence aside, I was, like with the barbecue, happy with the quality of materials and quality of fitment. One issue I know that befalls rotisseries is that the gears in the motor have slop, which means that when the bulk of whatever you're cooking goes over the center, the whole mass lurches forward, which isn't great for even cooking. A bit of a test by hand shows that this motor seems good untight. One potential issue I can see, however, is that the raised jointed sections in the shaft here prevent you from being able to slide the forks or the prongs here the full length of the shaft. Might cause you some issues with rotisserie baskets or even with these prongs. I guess you really have to have a go to see what sort of a problem this is going to be for you. And I'm certainly going to touch more on that in part 2. So now we've assembled, let's get to cooking. Check back in part 2 to see how I get on.